The duel of words between Iran and Israel rears its ugly head again at the UN General Assembly, with Prime Minister Netanyahu taking the opportunity to slap Tehran with harsh rhetoric. Addressing the chamber, the Israeli leader has called on a red line to be set for Iran's alleged nuclear drive. More on that from RT's Marina Patnaya, who's keeping across developments in New York for us. Good to see you again there, Marina. It seems Netanyahu even used a prop to make his point.
That's right. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, addressed the General Assembly and actually pulled out a picture of a bomb when referencing his concerns over Iran's nuclear program. The Israeli Prime Minister pulled out this picture and drew a red line eventually. He said that Iran has enriched 70% of the uranium it needs to actually make a nuclear bomb. And at a certain point, when he was speaking to the world body, he had drawn a red line at the 90% mark, and he said at this mark is this is when the line needs to be drawn for there to be military intervention into Iran. According to the Israeli official, he said that sanctions over the past 7 years has not deterred Iran's nuclear program, and more aggressive means need to be tackled. Now, we should mention that this type of show and tell method is not a traditional means for the UN General Assembly debate. Last time, as I could recall, any leader or representative of a country doing this type of show and tell method was when Muammar Gaddafi addressed the international body and pulled out the UN Charter and ripped it in front of the General Assembly. So clearly, Benjamin Netanyahu was trying to get his point across with the prop that he was using over how serious he believes the world body needs to take Iran's nuclear program and the means that Israel is willing to take if Iran continues enriching uranium. The U.S., when U.S. President Barack Obama was addressing the world body a few days ago, said the U.S. would do whatever it takes to keep Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons, but the U.S. has fell short at drawing red lines or pulling out props.
Right. I mean, it's props and harsh rhetoric. Let's talk about the Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas. He was also speaking at the General Assembly today. What was the purpose of his address?
That's right. The Palestinian leader addressed the international body and is asking for a non-member observer status for Palestine. Now, just a year ago, Mahmoud Abbas submitted his application for full member status at the United Nations, but that failed because it did not have enough support within the Security Council. Now, the non-member observer status would allow Palestine to participate in General Assembly debates. It would also improve their chances of joining UN agencies such as the International Criminal Court. Some believe it would be another step towards full statehood. But the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is very much against this. He said that the issue of Palestine and Israel needs to be resolved independently between both those parties alone. It should not involve the United Nations. Palestine has a lot of support within the General Assembly, even though the U.S. would not support Palestine's full membership status. I do believe that Palestine will probably receive this non-member observer state status by the end of the year because it does have the majority of support of the countries that belong to the United Nations.
All right, let's leave it there. Marina Patnaya in New York for us.